We are so glad you made it. Kevin.
Club NGMI.
So I check out of projects once I sell out of them, and I got out of Pixelmon pretty early after the debacle. So I checked out of Pixelmon. I'm like, okay, whatever. That shit's crazy. And so even earlier today, I didn't even know who Kevin was.
What?
So I swear, I'm not kidding.
He's all over Twitter
Lou,
for like the past 3 days.
Well, I knew like the concept of that image, but I didn't know what it had grown into. So Lou, can you educate me on the origins of Kevin a little bit?
Oh man. What's there to educate about? He's the best character in the Pixelmon universe. Basically what happened is Pixelmon, which is now infamously known as the Dutch auction that went for 3 ETH immediately, and none of them should be worth 3 ETH, essentially.
Holy shit.
And
hold on, Lou. Lou?
Oh.
We have a guest.
Oh, wow.
It's Kevin.
Hello, everyone.
See? He's made it.
Kevin, can you give us the origin story? I know Lou was going to give us the origin story. Can you get us started on how you came to be?
I just got off the phone with the Wall Street Journal. Giving my origin story like 5 times now. Oh, hold on a second.
Take your time, Kevin. Take your time.
Okay. I'm sorry. Just really hungry. Really hungry. I haven't eaten all day.
You haven't eaten all day?
No, I haven't eaten. I mean, my brain is I think that's my brain right there. That pink thing right there. I think that's my brain.
That does appear to be your brain.
I tried to take a bite of it, and I don't know if it's hair or brain yet. And actually, my mouth can't move very well. So if you please send $70 million more dollars to cyber.eth, he can make my mouth move so I can eat.
Oh man.
Where did you come from, Kevin? Like how did you get created?
I'm from this place called the Unity Asset Store. Have you heard?
Do you remember how much? How much did you cost, Kevin? Do you remember how much you cost?
$7.99.
Oh
wait! That was $150.
$799. 7.99 ETH.
That's the dragon. The dragon's really expensive. I'm only $7.99.
Wow, cheap. And now your price is like $10,000 US.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Whoa. Oh. Yeah, really excited. I also just got a call from Snoop Dogg.
Oh, Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, he wants to make me into a Snoop avatar. Hold on a second.
boot Kevin off. This is someone just bought a Kevin for 5.95. The floor
I was just going to look up.
The floor is now 6.
Oh my god,
6.
Yeah, I told you. Before the show, someone took my advice. I said,
insane.
Kevin floor under 10 is FUD. So if someone's just listening to my advice.
So Kevin, what would you do with what is that? 6 ETH times 2,900 or so? What would you do with $17,000, Kevin? What dreams would that provide to you?
I'd probably buy 3,000 Kevins from the Unity Asset Store.
Okay, good. Well, thank you, Kevin. Anybody else have any questions for Kevin while Kevin's here?
Wait, I thought we were going to talk about the NFT space.
Oh, well, when I was talking to you pre-show, I put that as a joke about you having macro takes. Okay. What's your big take on the NFT space? How are we looking in
I
February
think Cute
2022?
Meta's bound to make a comeback.
Cute meta.
Oh,
Tubbies.
well, those
especially
turtles.
cute, so it's got to be a top signal right here.
I mean,
True.
4 Kevin's to 10th floor right now.
Yeah, I saw
So,
that. That's insane. That is.
Kevin, how many are there of you within the collection?
96.
There's 96 of you. Okay.
96.
So you're not even
yeah.
that rare.
I mean, you
There's-
can say that, I guess.
There's
Most of the
8
rarities
billion
are like
people in the world.
3,500 is what most of the Kevins are. Like,
How many
thousands.
How many millionaires are there, Dangy? How many millionaires?
All you
Too
need
many.
is
That's true.
30,000-40,000 bucks and you could get yourself a Kevin. So there's got to be more than there's probably 1 billion people that's got enough for one Kevin.
Babs, you recently sold an ape. How many Kevins are you going to buy?
I also recently sold a Kevin.
I've had a
So I
Kevin.
hate
Did
this
you-
conversation. I had a
You had
Kevin.
one?
I had
What?
a Kevin and I'm fucking pissed off. We gotta talk about Kevin
Of course,
for 10 minutes.
Babs hit a Kevin.
Yeah, of
So
course.
I
Babs
kept
hits the
2
right
till
one.
reveal, and I opened the first one. I'm like, these things. I saw pictures online. I'm like, these look so dumb. I'm gonna reveal mine and punt them instantly. I think these are going to 0. So I revealed the first one. It was like some like sea unicorn looking thing. I'm like, this is dumb. I'm punting. I opened the next one. It was a Kevin. I laughed my ass off because it is so funny looking. And then I'm like, I'm getting rid of this. It's going to 0. And I was proud of my decision at the time because I think the floor got to like 0.35. But I also didn't realize the amount of dumb people out there that are going to turn into a meme, right? So like Kevin would have been the one. It's the goofiest looking one. I wish I would have held it now, but I honestly thought these were going to 0. I hate Kevin. Kevin's the worst.
Whoa.
Wow.
I hate Cybermore. That guy should be in jail.
11 Kevins to 108th floor.
Yeah.
Babs, have you considered that maybe you're just bad at this?
I have considered that.
I think we all
bad
have. I think
we all
process,
have.
punting my Kevin too early.
Can I have a
just
question
wanna-
about? I have a question about how this works. Can I hatch an unhatched into a Kevin?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah. You could buy
So,
unhatched and hope it's a
ooh.
Kevin.
Now you're thinking, how many are still unhatched?
There's a ton. Unhatched
Yeah.
floor is
Like
0.625.
Yeah.
Woo!
It's a big gamble.
That's a decent gamble.
I know, at
Downside
some point
risk
it
is only
begins-
0.2.
If
At
Go
some
for
point,
it,
it becomes
Kevin.
interesting
That's
enough
LTV.
to gamble, right?
Go for it,
At some
Dangy.
point.
How does that work? So
I
you
wanna
don't
go for
these
it,
don't
Kevin.
hatch until
Yeah.
you refresh the metadata?
Kevin's less than
Or-
1%, though. Like, that's a pretty low
Trey.
chance.
Oh,
I know
Right,
you mentioned
1%.
a Pixelmon at 3E. You know how it works. Log on to the website, hatch the egg, and check.
wait,
Oh man,
what? This
that's a good
okay.
point though. Can you check the metadata? Is that
Well,
You're
I
not
don't think
supposed
so.
to, but I'm sure they messed it up
Yeah.
somehow.
I paid $7.99 for the dev.
well,
I might
God.
do this.
the Kevins aren't
I-
even that rare. I mean, they're
Well,
like,
it's 1%, though. Like, you don't have a great shot.
half of them are unhatched. There's half of them with the
True.
question mark. So it's like,
Yeah, but right
They're
now,
only-
for Kevin's
So
that
there's
are
2%.
revealed, it's 1%, right? Like, of the whole
It's
collection.
96 out of like 4,500 or something.
Is it? Yeah. Still
it's
it's
about
definitely like very
2%.
middle of the road in terms of the species or whatever.
It still is
in terms of how
2%.
rare it
Though.
is.
You have to buy 50 of
Yeah,
them to
that's true.
get one
yeah.
on average.
Yeah. It's
I'm
not.
gonna
It's not
want
worth
one
it
after
yet.
Snoop makes
I mean-
one out of me.
I mean, the Snoop tweet sent it from 4 to 6. Like that actually had some weight to it.
That's insane. That's just
I have some other people to thank.
Okay, go
These
ahead.
are all
Sorry.
the people that minted Pixelmon at 3E and made it so that I would be in a game, an actual AAA studio game. JP MCC67,
Why are
Bose,
you doing this?
Marvin, Steely, Wussel,
Why are you doing this?
Siebes, Nate, Marquis Waters, CP Trey, Jakerman, TD, Marcus, Easy, he 2.9 because cheapskate. King Heat, thank you so much for funding this game.
Guys,
Thank you.
You know, we didn't realize was about to happen because one of these just came up on Moby. There's going to be all these Kevin derivatives. Lives of Kevin.
Oh,
right now.
There was I already saw a Kevin MFers
Kevin
one.
MFers.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is gonna get
Win
crazy.
for Kevin.
Oh,
we
man.
need for Kevin.
Kevin.
Oh.
Can we?
How-
Can,
If
can
I,
you tell us
I
who
buy this Pixelmon unhatched, can we show me? Can we open it on the screen, or does it
Yes.
take time?
No, we can.
Yeah, let's rip this pack.
Okay,
You do it right now. Let's do it.
I'm
Do
gonna
it.
buy one. This is
Do
worth
one,
it.
Kevin. One,
Yeah,
Kevin.
It's incredible.
Except all the floor are like glitched, so it might end up costing a little more.
It was taking me forever to get mine to hatch, to the point where I wanted to see if it revealed, but I was just so lazy and it wouldn't reveal for like a day. So then I just punted it. It ended up being
Wait,
nothing. But
Did you did it on the website though, right? Like, if you do it on the website, you can see it right away. Doesn't come to
Oh,
OpenSea
no.
right away. No, so yeah, you didn't know what you were
I
doing.
see. I didn't do it. No, I didn't know what I was doing.
Well, then you didn't hatch it because you got to hatch it on the website. So did you just refresh the metadata?
Yeah, it ended up coming
Yep.
up.
Yeah, that's not hatching.
Oh, okay.
How do you hatch?
Oh no!
You gotta go to the actual
Wait,
website.
how many of these
Hmm.
don't hatch?
You hit the egg with a hammer.
Yeah, you go to the website, you hit an egg with
Okay.
a hammer. You don't. Yeah, it's not like a. You actually, it's kind of like when Clone X did their thing. You
Yeah.
had to go to the actual website. Yeah,
It's actually pretty innovative.
yeah, it's groundbreaking.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like they somehow made this mechanism, that's kind of cool, but the rest of it is just absolute trash.
Okay, I have a serious question about it though. If it didn't go down like this, where people saw it on the screen first, and you just saw the OpenSea image instead, do you think there would have been this much hatred? I think half of the
No,
hatred
like-
is the fact that they were like hidden in grass. Like, if
Yeah,
you
like the
just-
OpenSea image doesn't look as bad. It looks okay, right? Like it's not.
Okay, where
it's
do I go?
It's
Before you buy, type the ID on the hatch site because I guess
yeah.
you can see if it's been hatched on the site itself.
Did you buy it already?
Oh, where is this hatch site?
It's
See?
like laboratory. is the
Confusing.
hatch. Go to the laboratory at the top. That's how
And
you
that
hatch
okay,
it.
so search.
Yeah,
different
search the
numbers
ID. Make sure it's not bought. Right.
first. Download. I have to download.
Oh,
This
is
thing?
that not right? I thought it was laboratory. Maybe I'm wrong.
Put in your seed phrase right
Someone
there.
put the link. Someone put the link in the chat. Where's the hatching link?
Adventure map.
Okay, okay. While we're doing this, I think I need to show another aspect of this stupid rug. This is incredible. Hold on.
I think it's a
Oh,
different
sick
link.
that dragon
Rug.
is.
Did he say he's not going to do anything for this
No,
project?
he's still building. He said he's going to spend $2 million on redoing
He's
the art.
saying that so he
Right.
doesn't get sued. Like that's the only reason he's saying that is he doesn't want to get sued. He doesn't want to end up in jail. He doesn't want to drop the soap. He's stringing people along because he doesn't want to get sued. Guaranteed.
Please stop
I
talking
don't-
poorly about the creator.
He's-
I love Bev so
They're
much.
taking a step back right now.
the dude should be in jail.
Okay.
I mean that.
So Pixelmon, they're partnering with Delta Devs for the smart contract metadata and front end development. Let's go to Delta Devs. Okay, you click on Hire Us. It's an email. Oh boy.
It's a Gmail.
Oh, boy.
Gmail. Oh my god.
Join us.
Oh no.
It's an email.
Oh no. Oh no.
Follow us. It's their Twitter. Like,
1,300
That's
Did you see
followers
the
is
follow?
not bad.
See the
Dangy.
follow us. Do you see who else is in that? Llamaverse. Uh-oh.
careful, Llamaverse.
Oh no.
Last time this happened, you got in trouble. Not the llamas. Lou, are you making progress over there, buddy?
Do I have to download the game in order to do this?
No, there's there's a link. I thought someone in the chat would be nice and give it to us, but there's a link that that's where you go to hatch. I left the
How do
Discord.
they
out of
not have it on
anger.
their website?
That's what I mean. There's
Well-
map.
Here, I found it.
There's
It's
adventure. And
experience.
utility.
Here, I'll put it in the
Experience.
chat.
That was not even on here.
I don't know. Here. See it?
It's not found.
You have to put in your ID. Oh my god.
Did you see the link? I put it in the
Wait, no.
chat.
Where did you put a link?
Oh, I'll put it in the private chat then. I put it in the actual comments.
Oh. Whoa. It does say error. Okay, so look up what number. Let's see. 8, 7.
Well, if you want, I can also hatch one right now.
Oh yeah, I mean you haven't even hatched it yet. Okay, yeah, you should hatch one.
Well, here we'll hatch. We'll hatch.
Oh,
it.
I got
Cheers,
the
Government
hatch
Bills.
site.
My name is James Lopexia. Welcome back today to Minecraft. How are we doing, everyone? Welcome back. Welcome back today.
They even stole the concept of hatching and Pixelmon from whatever this is. 5
Well,
years
the guy, like that cyber guy, was a big Minecraft guy, right? And there's videos of him like doing Minecraft stuff. Like, yeah, he basically ripped off the whole.
They doxed him, right? Someone, my buddy, was
He
telling
doxed
me,
himself. He doxed
Really?
himself. He posted a
Okay.
picture. Yeah.
Is this gonna
Like,
show my
seems not
seed
smart
phrase?
after
No.
stealing $70 million.
All right,
Oh.
we're ready.
Oh, here we
Magic.
go.
Look
Oh,
at this.
we go.
baby.
This is riveting.
Come on, Kevin.
I love to rip.
Oh, I
hacks.
don't like just slam it.
You gotta click it. Yeah, success. Now
Yeah,
we
but
go
I
to
thought
the
it was like chipping away or
No.
anything.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
That one looks cute.
This one's like actually okay.
Yeah, it's actually that's not bad.
Yeah,
Wow.
it does look like the Windows background.
How do I look up its traits?
What's it called?
I mean,
there
what
a
do
name?
people expect Minecraft things to look like? Though is also my
find it
take
for
on
you.
it. Wow, look at that!
That's incredible.
You have to inspect
$70
the
million.
source.
This is worth 70 million.
Well, that times 10,000 is worth 70 million. Plus the
That's
game.
a
Isn't there a game of
fox
some sort?
fin. That's
It's
a
a
fox
fox
fin.
fin?
It's uncommon.
Ooh,
there you go.
Uncommon.
What's the floor?
That might be back to even. That might be
Let's
even.
see.
It's hard for me to type with these hands. so
Oh,
it's-
the floor is 0.73, Lou.
Ooh,
you're
not
okay.
bad.
Sell it,
You're
buy a
okay.
new one.
You can
You're
roll it into
okay.
another one.
You're okay. Do another one. Sell it. Do another one.
Yeah,
It
re-roll it.
sells by the end of the show.
All right, I'll try to sell it. Yeah. What? Yeah.
All right, Kevin. Kevin, do you have any parting words for the show or for NFTs in general or to your creator?
I buy ComSars. They're really cool. I bought a few of them today. They're all about community, and I know Dangy hates community. So
I don't hate community. I like the ComSource. I would have bought them. I just was slow to the ComSource.
Dangy hates being a misser is the problem. Not that it doesn't like community. He hates being a misser.
I like the ComSource. I just think they look terrible. Whatever. Okay, I'll buy the ComSource. Bye, Kevin. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for coming to hang out with us. All right, Kevin's gone.
Kevin. There's less
Wow.
fox fins than Kevin's.
There are.
So,
I'm
But
telling
it
you,
looks
they're
too
not
good.
even the Kevins aren't even rare. But yeah, you're right. It's like it looks too good for it to be worth anything.
oh man, you love when the memes.
So
win.
before, okay, like how long is this gonna win though? How long?
Yeah, that's
I mean, how long did it take for Yetis to come back?
Why are
Yeah.
people buying Kevin's?
yeah.
Like,
what is
it
the?
feels
I would
so
love to know the
stupid.
thesis. Yeah, I would love to know the
Like, it
thesis
feels
behind,
so
behind
stupid.
buying them. Like it's got to be like a short term thing. Like there's no way that these are worth anything. And
people have too
People are
much
saying
money.
the greatest
People have
meme
too
on
much
the
money.
internet.
It's so stupid.
And like, are people that are buying these the ones that already took a huge
funny you
L on
missed it.
Pixelmon in the first place?
Probably.
Talk about
Well,
There was
how do
that
you-
one guy
Yes.
that had like,
Yeah, that had 26 of
Hunch.
them and it was like still super bullish on the project or something.
and it
Like,
just,
oh,
just
buddy,
goes
yeah.
down
Why?
even more.
It's like, buddy, just that's
Because
perfect time to cut your losses.
That was before reveal. He sent that tweet, wasn't it?
It was
No,
before
was
reveal.
after. No,
But they were already
I'm almost
down, like,
positive it was
1.5.
No, it was
after.
before. I remember seeing it before. Like,
was
it was
like
like
the-
a week before
It was like
reveal.
the 15th or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a legit question now. So the meme is that Kevin is just horrific looking. That's the meme. Pixelmon has said they're redoing the art.
No, what?
So-
No way would they redo that.
They're gonna leave Kevin.
If it gets,
They already
if
had
Kevin
like an
art is
emote.
10 years
Yeah, they already
forward,
have an
they're not
emote.
changing that.
Yeah, they like made an emote.
I think
for
they're
it
going
in
to change
Discord.
Kevin.
They might change Kevin.
You can't change
It
Kevin.
would be
rug
funny
Oh,
if they
man.
made like this like immaculate looking game, and then it ends up just being like they kept Kevin the way that he is, and it just looks like complete shit. That'd be pretty funny.
You can tell they didn't give a shit, and they thought it was funny when they named him Kevin too. Like the guy was like all apologetic about the art, but
Yeah.
like he knew how trash it was, right? Like he was like
You didn't call it like a zombie something.
yeah, he called it Kevin and probably laughed about it, right?
So
I didn't realize
the
there was actually
closest
Kevin in the
thing-
metadata.
It is. It says Kevin. His
Yeah,
name's
you
Kevin.
literally search it.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
It says Kevin.
You think
Um,
someone
that's
just
why,
declared him
she's
Kevin?
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
when we talk about like the meme, and remember polymorphs?
Oh,
Remember
those were
Charles
so
from
bad.
polymorphs? So his floor is 0.6 and the regular floor is 0.15. So like he's still trading at 4 times the floor. So if you think of it that way, Kevin's probably should be like 1.5 ETH or so, 2 ETH maybe. Like I think there's just not many listings of Kevin's right now. People want to hold them for the memories, memes for the memes.
That's-
Redesign. All Kevin.
That's how you get the people back. Yeah. But then if Kevin's not rare, maybe
But it's not about
the
rarity. It's about the mimetic effect.
Kevin, OG Kevin, and then that's the rare ones. Yeah.
Here's the original.
Did the 6th ETH
The
one
original
just sell
Pixelmon.
too?
Yeah.
Did
Check
it?
Charles.
Oh my, yeah, it's up to 7.5 now.
Yeah, I thought you couldn't search, and here's why I'm more bullish on it now. You couldn't even search by Kevin before. The OpenSea search
Oh.
was way off. So now people started being able to see what the floor was and how quickly it could rise. Buying it at 6 was not a bad idea. The next highest was 7.5. You get quick ETH.
I mean, 7.5 and isn't a bad idea either if you're using that logic, because then it jumps up to almost 10.
Yeah, then to
We are
buy it 7.5,
fif-
sell it 9.
15 Charleses from 250 ETH floor.
The guy,
Charles-
who
Who
bought,
says no?
the guy who bought the 6 ETH Kevin, he has nothing else in his OpenSea, and his name's the Great Kevin. And
I mean, I think it was the
his
person
description
that was
says we
just
are all
on this-
Kevin.
He's the one that was just on here.
We are all
He hopped
Kevin.
off and he went and bought it.
And then it links to a Twitter account of a guy named Kevin.
Oh my god, the guy!
Oh,
full
That guy's
bit.
just leaning into it.
Full bit.
Right.
Wow.
oh, God. What are we doing here? What are we doing?
got-
So let's transition to this. Like, Babs, this feels not that apes are Pixelmon, but it feels like this is a great story to be like, fuck this. I'm selling the JPEG and taking the money. So tell me about your thought process when you decided to sell your ape that you had forever.
Kind of touched on it like the other show, but it was mainly like you start thinking about, how much money you have in a picture of a monkey, and you start questioning like, what are you even doing here? Right. Like at a certain point, like flexing online is cool and all, but also, paying off your mortgage is kind of cool. It just gets to the point where like it starts feeling irresponsible maybe. And after the OpenSea hack stuff, it made it a lot easier for me to kind of stomach it. Like, still super bullish on Bored Ape. Still think like those guys do the right things, like Yuga Labs, like all that. But setting that aside, like for me, owning a NFT worth that much, like it was, I just didn't need to anymore. I guess I'm happy I sold. It might come back and bite me. It might look stupid, a couple months from now, but that won't bother me. I just, the liquidity too. I had it probably listed for 2 or 3 weeks, and realizing, how many ape sales happen sometimes in a day when the NFT market's down, just makes me feel a little better not having to worry about that anymore, I guess. You know, like we saw on, I'd say Thursday of this week when NFTs started going down and the whole world starts panicking, that it almost felt like everything was going to zero. Those days, it doesn't feel good to have a lot of money tied up in NFTs. So like that made me like all those days kind of make you reevaluate your position and how much exposure you have in NFTs. And at the end of the day, I'm happy I sold. It's a lot of money for myself and my family. Feels good. Yeah, that was my thought process.
I love it.
I don't think it's possible
Congrats,
for you to
Babs.
look stupid after selling
No.
a digital picture of an ape for
No.
almost 300 grand, right? So it's
Yeah.
like, even if they do go to 150 in the next couple months, I think it's going to be pretty. You went from 0.08 to 100 ETH, like that's insane.
I didn't mint. I second guide at like 0.48, but yeah, still pretty good.
Still,
yeah,
I mean, still.
That's great. Like that's even better to have the balls to second guy there. Ugh,
I mean,
God, you make me sick,
imagine
man.
not buying an ape at
Right.
sub half an eighth floor. Come on.
But like I was mad
I
I
was
missed the
looking at
mint,
them.
and I kept like saying like I never second guide. Like I didn't like doing it. I was mad I missed the mint. I was mainly in Zed at that time. Like I was doing Zed. I was like, whatever. I'm going to sell a horse and buy an ape. Like I sold a horse for 0.65. I bought an ape because I always liked them. So like I justified it that way in my head. But yeah, that's the only time I've ever really been successful second guy. And probably.
What a rotation. Unreal.
Can I go back?
It was a dusty
Can I
ass
bring us back
horse.
to Kevin real quick?
Yeah.
Oh, always.
I need to bring us back to Kevin. Okay. I'll be back to Babs.
You're
So we're on the
sleeping
great
now.
Kevin, right?
Thrund
This guy,
through
the great
nuts.
Kevin, bought for 6 ETH. Okay. So let's
Thunder
go
nuts.
take a look at their ether scan, okay?
How is it funded?
Ether scan.
I mean, it has to
Babs
be.
knows
If
where
there's
I'm
only
going.
one,
Okay.
right?
So we go to leticat.eth. 24 minutes ago, they sent 4.1 ether.
Oh, he missed
And then
the.
18,
He missed
they
the,
sent 2 more. Yeah.
He missed the
that's
fourth
exactly
floor.
right.
Oh no.
Oh,
Exactly
God,
right.
it's so funny. The
That is
7.5
results I go
sold.
over here, and I'm like,
That is
when
so
did you
rough.
sell?
Told you could have flipped it. You could have flipped it.
Oh
6
my
to
goodness.
7.5.
For
I
4.
bet that is so
It's
unfortunate.
18 minutes. I think it was just a little. Well, he could have bought it. I don't know what he was doing. He slept. He didn't buy it.
He's sleeping.
Could have bought a Kevin. So yeah, conviction plays like buying a mimetic Kevin. You just got to move quick, move fast, everybody. The 7.5 Kevin sold.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my
it's,
God.
Did it?
Tony said in a separate chat that he had the other one, the Apemon. That's like a 1.5 floor.
There it is.
7.5 for a Kevin. Oh my God.
So it's like that's just
Okay.
like Pixelmon could
That
be
guy-
worse, and
oh
like Kevin's
God.
selling for 7.5, just like the final like kick in the nuts for me. Like it was already bad enough, and now like it just makes it way
Pixelmon are
worse.
coming back, dude. They're coming back to 3
The-
floor.
The guy that sold or that bought the 7.5 Kevin has a raid party hero in his wallet.
I'm telling
He
you,
only has 6
literally
NFTs.
buying it at that 6 was so, in hindsight, the right move.
What's a guy like that do?
Mike,
He's
do
got
you have an
6 NFTs and he buys
Oh.
something for
Am I
7.
gonna hop on and crack open an egg?
Yeah. It,
Say we'll sell for
if
3.
anyone, if anyone has an egg and wants to rip, let us know. If anyone wants
Oh,
to buy a
man.
floor Pixelmon egg and rip on stream, let us know.
Should I buy a new egg? Now that I broke even, well, I still have to sell it, but
Did yours sell?
no,
Uh,
I haven't listed it yet.
Financial
Probably
advice,
should.
no. But for the show's sake, sure, let's have some fun. Who cares? It's money.
It's fake internet money anyway.
Oh man,
So Babs, how did you know the time was right for you? Was it just being spooked from the most recent Thursday?
No, like I
Cold
sold
snap
before that
weekend, or, like,
Thursday.
how did that
I
grow?
sold before that Thursday. And I was probably listed
right.
for 3. I was probably listed for 3 weeks. So I was listed before the OpenSea thing, even before the OpenSea hack. It was just time for me. I kind of watched the Bored Ape like sales feed. like you start seeing trends where like there's just less and less sales and less like super rare sales, which like are both indicators for me. Like if people aren't buying over the floor a ton, it means like I worry that people are buying because of ape, which I think could end badly. I think if ape's not what people expect, the floor could crash a bit. I think it might crash anyway, like kind of the same as we saw with mutants. I think people, even if it's 100 Ethereum, they still buy into rumors and probably gamble with more than they should. So it was a little bit of a market bet, I guess, and a little bit of, do I really need to flex online an internet picture? Like, do I care that much about it? Like, I never really got into this for that reason, I guess. I more got into it because I actually like NFTs. I think they're cool, but like trying to be, flexing online is not really a thing for me. I don't flex in real life. So like, why would I care about flexing online? I told myself I wouldn't make the same mistake I did with Top Shot, and that's get attached to things. Like I at points got attached to my Top Shot moments, which is why I never sold. And like was looking back, like I told myself for NFTs, I wouldn't get as attached. Right. So.
Damn it. Chat's too electric for me right now. It's gonna be Friday 20th year passive income. Yeah. So is milk and the cool cats are still accumulating. So that's fun.
I am making like $60 a day in milk right now, and literally haven't done anything. I don't want a game. They just get me the milk somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want the game. You want the hope of the game, so other people buy the thing, so that you can sell the token. It's very simple.
Yeah, exactly.
And like part of the reason I wasn't selling is because like I have done well the last year. Like I never felt like I needed to sell, but like, is that a good reason not to sell something? Is I made enough money that I shouldn't sell this other thing that's worth a ton? Like, all those things kind of crossed my mind, and really just trying to do the right thing for my family. Like I spent a lot of time on this time that I have 3 young kids and a busy wife and a busy job. Justifying the time I spend with maybe making their life a bit easier is what matters to me, I guess, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I think you 100% should get a print or get some memento of that ape and put it in your house and like have it. I know right click save as culture could be mad about that, but like talk about life changing. Like that paying off your mortgage is life changing. Like I don't care.
Do the original one instead. The one that you sold at like 15.
Yeah.
The one that you sold does look like absolute trash. Like the stain on the.
Come on, I like the tank top.
The worst trait ever.
You got it.
I like the tank top.
I just like cringe every time.
Well, my first one was way better.
Like, it looks so
the face
bad.
was great.
Yeah, my first one was way better. I loved my first one. But like back in the time when I sold it, like I pocketed 2.3 Ethereum, which was a lot of money for me back then.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I would have got to where I was if I didn't do that flip. So I don't regret that either, to be honest.
Yeah, that's how I cope with it as well.
I just did that with an Azuki, and I wasn't planning on doing it even. I sold an Azuki for almost 16 ETH, just about, and it sold quicker than I expected. So then you always had that like gut feeling of like, did I screw up? But then there was another similar blue listed for I think 13, so I went and bought that. So I netted some profit already, and I'm locked in. I have the same number of Azuki, so that always makes me feel good as far as I made a smart trading play or a lucky trading play, I guess. And it is hard to sell like your blue chips. And those are my blue chips right now that I have, I guess. So that's currently what I'm focused on is what are those Azuki doing. But I like that play though, because you're right. Pocketing that 2.3 is great. And if you're able to do that multiple times, then you're in the money on that asset. So if you separate yourself from that image and it's an asset, you're doing a good job trading it, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, rich boys.
That let me ape into things like Animetas and Vogu back then. Like probably things that I'd buy 10 to 15 of those back in the day when I probably wouldn't have otherwise if I didn't have that sale. Like it compounds, right? Like you make a little money, you feel better about like aping into things harder. It's just like the cycle how that works. So
yeah.
Okay, let's stop with the rich talk. Oh wait. Excuse me? Is Kevin back?
More Kevin stuff?
No more Kevin. No, get out of here,
Kevin.
Kevin.
Oh my gosh. What is
Hi, Kevin. Welcome back.
Hi guys. I bought an egg.
Oh, you did?
Oh,
Okay, you're allowed then, Kevin. Kevin's
right.
allowed to come on.
All right.
Kevin begets Kevin.
I don't know how to do this thing though.
Look out
Okay, so
Okay,
now
Club Top
share.
Shot.
on the
eh, Club?
bottom, you click share.
Share.
We're stealing the Club Top Shot bit
David,
here. eh?
David just said, Dangy just ate an edible. Before the show, people were questioning my Web3 cred. No, I bought some of those nerds that are going around Web3, the D's nerds.
The clusters.
They're extremely sweet. I should stop eating them
Yeah.
because it's 10 o'clock Eastern.
Those
But they're
things are
good.
good.
They're good.
They're good.
I mean, they're candy. I'm also a Skittles maxi, so it fits in that like really sweet, fruity flavor that I like in general.
Yeah.
I love nerds in general and nerds ropes. So those things are just like my absolute favorite.
Kevin, are you okay? Would you like some
Kevin's
help sharing your
Yes.
screen?
Is Kevin a boomer?
Kevin.
No.
That's gonna
I'm-
hurt the.
I was
Upside
born
down.
I was minted last week.
He was
Well-
born in the fires of the internet, guys.
I'm more worried about Kevin's hands. Like Kevin's hands feel like clubs to me in my head. They're not really well
Yeah.
formed. So I'm worried about the
Please.
clicking and the fat fingering.
Please send 70 million more ETH so I can have hands and type.
I'm actually like,
Is that
why do
working?
you got-
It says Chrome has lost permission to capture your screen. This is good. This is really great.
Yeah, you'll have to add permission. If you're on a Mac, you might have to close out the window.
Jesus Christ. Buy this new MacBook and that doesn't even work.
All right, Kevin, we're gonna kick you out, and then we're gonna talk less rich people stuff. You can, I believe, you can still queue up your screen to share. So I'm gonna kick you out real quick.
yeah, figure
So-
it out, Kevin.
From rich boy chat to poor boy chat. I know me and Lou recently tried our hands at sucking toes, and I hate it so much. I popped into the ET chat. I don't even know who that person is. I tried to jump in early and boost it, and it was a lot of followers on Twitter, the normal indicators you look at, and just was chit-chatting with people. And then some people said, like, how do you get OG? And I said, suck toes in all caps. And then I immediately got a 5-minute timeout for saying suck toes. He said, none of that in here. Literally said none of that in here, which is just ridiculous. So that was my experience of sucking toes, and it was really terrible. Just literally I did it for like 20 minutes and just I questioned everything that I was doing with my life, and it just felt really predatory. Lou, what was your experience like sucking some toes? I forget what project it was even for you.
I think Tom maybe sent an Excel document that said, here's a bunch of things that you could get onto whitelist with the doodle. So I clicked on it, and one that popped out to me is called the Dippies. And they're these like hippies, basically. And so I went on, I connected my doodle and started chatting in there because I was like, oh, this is great. Like, this is how I got on the Starcatchers whitelist or whatever, you know. Turns out you don't need to just connect doodles, or they already had too many people do it that way or something. But basically, let me read some of the stuff that you have to do in order to get whitelist for them, because it was pretty insane. Oh, I think they're already filled now, but you had to get level 10. You had to add fan art in the fan art channel. And there was only about like 1,000 spots left when I first got in there. It talked about boosting the server. So I boosted the server. You could get nominated by someone. Then, yeah, so they have a chat for doodles. And in there, they ran some giveaways. So I clicked on the giveaways in there. But it takes way too long to grind to level 10 that there was no way I was going to beat other people up there. See?
Jesse just stunting on you.
Right. They look good. I just got in like way too late, I think is what it really came down to. But I started messaging in there. I did some fan art. I took the Dippy that is the thing, and I put Dippies in my name. That was another thing you could do. You know how you do like the slash Dippies, and then I made a mashup of my doodle with a Dippy, and that's my profile picture on there. And then I did it was kind of fun at one point. And then I did some more fan art. I did a Tubby that was a Dippy. So it was one of the Tubbies that had like the peace sign up, and I put a bandana on her. Yeah, it was pretty fun, dude. Like the fan art side. But yeah, no whitelist for me.
Lou needs a girlfriend or some kids or something. Like
Puck Drop even went on and nominated me, and still nothing. There's a different Lou dog in the server. So Puck Drop tagged me and was trying to nominate me, and the other Lou dog commented like, "Oh, hey, like thanks, random dude." And it's like, no. They get tagged.
What?
Yeah, he was trying to like sneak in and take my nomination.
That's so funny. I'm glad you liked it though. I mean, because you like making the thumbnails for the show. I would hate doing it. It's
kind of funny doing it. I think the fact that I knew there's no way I would get it, and I wasn't going to grind to level 10, made it like a little more fun to like play around with them. Maybe they'll think I'm like a member of the community who's really excited about this and get in that way. If I did like a couple quick things like that, like the fan art thing, the boosting the server, but no one seemed to care when I did either of those. I'm like, yeah, but you'd rather care about the person that writes GM in 7 different channels, and that's how they got whitelist. So I don't know. I kind of like the project, and like at this point in time with us, like I could probably just buy it later if I really want it. I don't know how hyped it's going to be compared to some others, but maybe I'll get in. Maybe they look terrible. You never know.
Wow. Toastsucker showed up.
The Kevin egg is up. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Can we bring
first I wanted to see
egg
Trey.
Without
Trey, have you ever toe sucked in a Discord? Have you ever tried it?
If I did, it was like over the summer when there was like early whitelist stuff. I haven't done, especially recently, the only whitelist stuff I do is when I have an asset like the Azukis, I can go in there, do the collab land and get it. I typically don't do any of the toe sucking. It's just exhausting and I don't enjoy it at all. Like, in fact, I hate it. So I don't enjoy the NFT space when I'm grinding in a Discord like that. So I just kind of stay away from it, even though maybe I could get on some whitelists and make a little bit of money from it. I don't know. It's not worth it, I guess.
No, it's so gross.
It's it's bad.
I was hoping that it would die by now. I don't know when it's going to die. We'll see.
It's like,
maybe
what's the alternative, right? Like it's a way for new people that can get in and, get onto a whitelist and kind of start their journey that way. So I'm not necessarily against it in that aspect. Like I think there's a place for it, but it's such a grind.
Could you imagine being those guys that grinded that Ethereals one and like the floor is below mint? Like some people are sending like 5,000 messages in there. Like, could you imagine being that guy and you finally mint day and you go to mint it and 0.2 it costs you, and now they're selling for like 0.17. Like, how bad would you feel? You wasted.
You really. You have to and pray.
I would do it if someone would send $70 million more to Cyber so you can make my fucking mouth work.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Kevin, have you sent the transaction, Kevin? Because I'm worried that we're going to actually see your MetaMask right now.
Just
don't show us your.
It's a burner anyway. Oh no!
just don't change the language, okay?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, good. We don't see it.
Come on, Kevin. Whoa! Look at that guy. Whoa. He's gotta be rare. I haven't really seen him.
Wow.
That's not a Kevin.
Is that a trainer?
I don't know.
What's that one called?
Trainers are 80th floor.
What?
I wonder what that one's called.
80?
The trainers. I don't know if you can get them from an egg.
Oh, I think you had to auction those.
You've done your 50 hours.
I just went on there and found there's the trainers that there's way less. It's a different collection. That's why I ended up on it. It's Pixelmon
Does
trainer.
it say what that one's name is? How do you know what his name is?
There's only 20 of them. That's why. Yeah, I don't know where you.
I'm scrolling through.
Wait, you can change his color.
Highest last sale. Oh my god.
Whoa.
The highest last sales on OpenSea are very funny. There's a lot of dragons up top, which makes sense. Then you get a wave of Kevins.
Naturally.
And it's a lot of Kevins in highest last sales. And then you have the eggs that are unhatched because it's people just buying pre-reveal.
Trying to get Kevin's. And the 8mon. The 8mons are running right now. They're at 1.5 floor.
Oh my god.
So funny.
Hey, there's a Kevin. There's one that's similar to yours. There's a high sale of 3.22 at least.
Oh boy.
I believe it's
Oh, boy.
it might be a Graylin? I don't know.
How risky would it be?
Well,
to
congrats,
buy this,
Kevin.
This
That does
8mon?
look like it.
Is the 8mon gonna run next?
Toe Sucker says 2.35 floor on Graylons.
Is that what it is?
Is that what he just
Got my
opened?
3 more eggs.
Not bad.
Buy 3 more eggs.
I mean, if you want to run it back, Kevin, feel free. I'm not gonna tell you no. You can come back.
The 8mons
gonna-
are running. They're 2 floor now. The 1.5 still. If it was 1.5, I was debating it, but they both.
That's a
sold.
lot.
Someone just bought both.
Lou, you are very good at Kevin, I can still see your
Memes.
screen. Just
People are People are right now chasing the Kevin pump and buying the secondary
Thank you,
meme that's the 8mon.
so the Graylon is just independently good, apparently.
Is
Seems
that like
okay.
is that
There was one that sold.
dragon?
I'm trying to find it. What's it called?
It sold Graylon. There was one that sold for 0.73 17 minutes ago, but all the other sales are above 1. And there's one
Oh yeah, I
less
see
than
it now.
24 hours ago that was 2.
0.73
So,
sale.
I don't know. You can.
It's just a 0.73 sale.
I tried to see when that guy listed it. but
16
it's
minutes
Legendary.
ago.
not showing
This
up.
is legendary. Only 2% Graylons. That was a great pull.
Yeah.
Wow.
What a pull. What a
Good job,
great
Kevin.
Whoa, what? This
Yeah.
one's got a 1.75
That-
Yeah, we have
offer
2
on it.
Definitely-
non-floors.
Definitely
Floor is
plus TV for-
2.35. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
he kind of nailed that one. Because that guy, the recent sale at 0.73, the guy listed it 29 minutes ago and it sold 10 minutes later. So someone saw the opportunity.
There you
Yeah,
go.
like the one that's at 2.35 has a 1.75 WETH offer.
Wow.
That was a great egg crack.
That was a good egg crack. It's no Kevin.
That's
but
crazy
it's
because
not bad.
one just sold for less than that. One sold for 0.73.
Yeah, that
Oh,
whoever that I think
That
guy
sale was
screwed up.
probably an egg. That was
Yeah,
literally
it
who
was
we're
probably an
talking
egg.
about. He just bought this for
Oh.
0.73.
Okay,
That's probably what
that
it
makes-
was.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay. He's 1.75 offer. A
Yeah.
quick ETH. Quick ETH. Pixelmon's
bad.
still profitable, huh? For some people.
I
I mean,
guess.
if you hit the nuts, then sure.
I mean, Kevin's the nuts. I don't care if the dragons sell for more. Like if there's just opening a Kevin.
So Kevin referenced cute meta, which we are kind of in.
Yeah.
I don't
Maybe
know how
get
to price
Sunnies?
these things anymore.
Sunny's worth
What'd
it.
you
got
What'd you do with your
Sonny's-
What'd you do with your Wonder Pal, Dangy?
Oh, I sold that thing.
Sold mine.
Get out of
Did
here.
you? Yeah. I sold
Yeah.
mine.
I think I
too.
sold around
was-
1.4.
Oh,
Wow,
time in the
it's higher
top.
than
Way to
me.
brag. Hey.
Yeah, it's higher than mine.
Because I think it was down
I
to
actually
one
caught on the way
today.
down.
Yeah, it was down to one.
Yeah.
Today.
Oh,
I think I
it's
sold
below
around
one now.
1.28. Oh, is it? Yeah. Yeah, and again, I go back to like, why am I holding this for a rarity reveal? When it's maybe like a 5% chance that I hit a rare. Otherwise, I'm losing money to hold it. Like the way the floors drop now after reveal, like
It's bad.
there's the odd thing like 3-landers that like pump right after reveal, but that's like one out of 20 things. I'd say 19 out of 20 are dropping by at least 40% after they reveal, right? So, and a lot of them don't recover.
That's how it used to be.
Yeah,
That's how it was.
yeah. And then we got
And
through
even
that.
the
Like,
Three-landers, they're back down.
are they? What are they at now?
They're back down to 1.6.
Oh yeah, that's a big drop because they were at like 2.4 at one point, right? But I think that's kind of part of
Yeah.
the whole NFT market right now is a little dry.
Yeah.
So if it's something you don't have conviction in, like don't plan on holding too long because it could go bad pretty fast.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat.
Without you
mentioned
even really
Rubber Duck
realizing
Bath
it
Party.
either, because it's just lack of liquidity a lot of times.
Yeah, for sure.
People have a lot of these tokens. So cute meta, it's got to be running thin now because we have a lot of really good art that we like. Rubber Duck Party, we'll see what happens there. But Wonder Pals ran up. Invisible Friends is a little bit different.
Are you guys gonna be in the bath parties? Those are gonna be fun. The rubber duck bath parties.
I didn't get whitelist on that.
I actually hit.
I think I did.
I hit a pre-mint whitelist.
I have enough rubber duckies.
Yeah, you have
I read
other
something-
rubber duck. That's what I thought of too.
Yeah.
This
I
one
read
will
something
have Trey-
today
I'm throwing on
that
those.
said like PFPs are starting to get stale. Like it feels like people are running out of ideas. What do you guys think about that? Like, is that
Yeah.
like?
Yeah.
I actually think it's starting to get to the point. Like, and I feel it myself a bit. Is like, what are we doing here at this point? Like everything's been covered. We've done every animal. Like nothing feels new anymore. Like I think the last thing that felt new to me was Azuki a bit. Just because it was kind of different art. Nothing really
anime
saw.
too.
Yeah, anime,
That was
like,
kind of the start of the anime meta.
and
So
then everyone
but that
followed.
came and went so fast.
You know what the new meta is gonna be though? Animated. After Invisible Friends.
You think so?
Still
imaginary
PFPs
ones? Are those
only
animated?
pass-
Or like with
No.
that, what's that one that's the project where you can like set it as your Zoom avatar and it like interacts with you as you move and stuff?
Super Nifty?
That I don't think it's called. It's
Anata.
like Anima,
Imps?
Anana or something like that.
Anata, yeah.
You
Oh,
guys
that one's
talked about
coming
this.
out.
You guys talked about this last week already.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
need some new material.
I'm bullish on that.
we're like PFP projects. We're just repeating
Yeah.
the same shit.
No.
Well, like it is
No, I
getting
get it.
relatively stale.
Yeah.
Get Lou. That was on purpose. I was sharing that, Lou.
I mean,
We can talk
it's
that if
true
you
though.
want.
Like there haven't been many sandwich projects. Just saying.
Yeah,
That
it's
was
because
like
all
one-
those like
That is
like,
true.
That I
don't
had
you
that
remember
idea
like
like a
bento
year ago.
boxes? Like no one wants to buy like digital food. I mean, well, like hot dogs are different,
Might
but like
be more
set-
likely.
Yeah.
If it gets you something like, what if it was like a DoorDash makes an NFT, and you can get like X amount of meals per month or something?
Yeah, I think those.
And is that where
I'm
what
hoping that's
these
where
projects
brands
are
end
gonna
up
go
going with this
towards?
stuff.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think they're
mean-
already starting to a little bit.
Yeah, my friend.
with, like,
I had a
actual
friend that
benefits,
texted me
though?
that earlier. Well, I think I sent you guys the one he wants for like a dispensary, but I had another friend that asked about my thoughts on like a real estate DAO that he was looking into, and I think there's going to be some like real world usage of things, and maybe PSPs will be dead soon, and then people will start getting actual
DAO
utility
season?
on things. DAO season, just like funding, community funding stuff.
DAOs are kind of stupid though,
Guys.
right?
Well, DAOs, the current state of DAOs. Is
I
dumb
literally,
because it doesn't make
I
sense.
told
It's
you
all
I
just
should have
a
bought. I
hierarchy.
tried to buy the 1.5 and it sold.
Look at this. Ape 1.4,
I tried to buy the
1.5,
1.5 right there. That's the one that
1.5,
yeah,
1.5, 1.98, 2,
that Hawks one.
2.4,
2.5. I told
2.42.
you, guys.
Those are
No one
fine.
listens to me anymore.
No one-
6 minutes.
I literally tried to buy that one at 1.5, and I
What are people
had
doing?
to increase the gas. That's exactly it. People are
People are
doing it.
bored. People are bored.
Just
And
gotta
I think that's
be-
at the end of the day. Like, people have
They
too
are
much money.
chasing.
And
Yeah,
they're
I mean,
bored.
They're chasing
are
the
trying to
secondary
speculate,
meme right now.
Yeah.
People are speculating a lot.
Yeah.
Tony said
trying
that
to do
he had
these
an
sorts
8
of stuff.
on. He papered that too. So now, see, Babs and Tony both had the best Pixelmon out there.
A bunch of
Wow,
people came and
so much
listed
pain.
a bunch of Kevins because it's like it got all the way up to 9.6, whatever it was, 9.85, and now there's like 7 listed below that. I think all the way down to 7.
Oh, so it came back down. Yeah, once
Yeah, it's at like
once it hit up to
7.77, but once it got to 10, I could have told you that was gonna happen.
it happened around 4 though too. It
Yeah.
got all the way up to 4, came back down to like 2.5. There's only so many Kevins out there that can be listed, you know.
So are you
We're
buying
all
the
diamond
difference?
Transferring
Are you
them
buying
into
the-
diamond hands.
Come on.
If you can sell a Kevin at 8, though, that makes some sense. Maybe you could re-roll it and get some eggs. I don't know. Kevin's still he's still here. I'm going to take him out, but he's still
I just saw
here.
that.
I'm hoping he's just buying eggs. We'll see.
Yeah, are you still watching the sales on that? Is there a sale of the Greylon?
Not yet.
There wasn't a sale, no. It was still 2.35.
Undercut that, Kevin. You want some action?
People are still buying other ones.
I know. That's what I don't understand. Like, who's buying these? Like,
Mr. Muffles just went for 1.5. Like,
I could see like this.
Yes, Mr.
I could
Muffle.
see the thesis being if the floor was way lower, I guess like maybe below 0.2. You know, you're betting on this cyber guy pulling a rabbit out of his hat or whatever because he's got $70 million. But everything points to them not using that $70 million on the game. They just went and swept a bunch of floors for Azuki and Clonex, and so it doesn't really seem like they're running it like an actual brand or company, that you could trust. So I don't really get where people are coming from here.
I don't know. With Pixelmon, I just taught as I took it as a cautionary tale myself. Lou is hot on the trail of the latest chat meme, I believe, based upon his facial expression. But it was a cautionary tale to me of what are we doing? What are we funding? Why are we funding it with this much money? I took an L and I learned from it, I think. So I'm just I feel more zen now that I took this loss, I don't know. It's very zen to be like, I'm grateful for the Pixelmon loss, but I really am, because moving forward, I'm accountable, even though this asshole has 70 million and paid $8 for pixel art off of a Unity store and cobbled together a project that I could also cobble together. There's no talent in what this person did. Maybe there's business acumen and a lack of shame. Maybe that's a talent. I don't know. But I'm trying to learn.
Yeah. There's another
Oh,
egg
no.
on our screen.
Hey, boys.
Another one.
well, when you win one, you already made money.
Oh man.
There's only one way to win, and it's to get a Kevin. Here we go.
All right. Oh man.
Come on, motherfucker.
This is gonna be the new weekly Club Top Shot thing. Is we open Pixelmon eggs every week? People come on.
They gotta rip some eggs.
Oh, that was
what's
disgusting.
that?
I've seen that.
That one can't be a floor.
No, it's floor. I think. I feel like I've seen that one.
Crap.
Is it a yellow jacket?
With a black jacket.
See if we can find it. Yeah, it's 0.46.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's rough.
Ooh,
That's
down
rough.
bad.
Yeah, that's not
Oh,
good.
no.
You're still up from the 2 eggs, though. If you think of it that way, you're still in good shape.
Thanks, Babs.
Zanshi is what it's called.
Oh yeah, that one's very floor.
God
Yeah.
damn.
There's 3 of them under.
All right, bye, Kevin.
25.
Love that. Are we gonna have a weekly Kevin segment or something?
Kevin
No,
opens his ass.
this has to be one show and done. It's delightful. The best part
if
is
we're
I was
still
talking to
talking
Kevin
about
before the
Kevin
show.
next week, floor's gotta be 20, right?
At least.
We're
If we're still
deep
talking
shit.
about
In
Kevin.
the
Yeah,
market.
if we're still talking, I'm probably not coming on the show if the floor is 20 next week, and we're still talking about Kevin. That's enough
Everything we
Kevin
know
for
about
me.
NFTs is wrong.
That's enough Kevin for me. I just can't. It's just the ultimate piss. I was already mad about Pixelmon, and then Kevin had to turn into a meme, and I had to have a Kevin.
Is that the
It would've been
only one that you
better
have?
if I didn't have
I do
one.
love that
Is that the
fact
only
about
one you had?
crypto.
No, I too. Yeah, I too. I punted them both. Honestly, I punted them both. Right when people started sharing pics on Twitter, I was like, I got to get out of this. It's going to 0, right? Yeah. Obviously, wish I would have held my Kevin now, but it was so bad, I laughed. When I cracked the egg and there was a Kevin, it made me laugh, and I was kind of I'm just selling it for whatever I can get.
Should've just
now.
kept it.
Yeah, I should have just kept it.
Yeah. The rise
But
of
no-
Kevin though.
So
Couldn't expect.
we as a show, we hate the whitelist meta. Second guying is hard. Minting and printing is hard. what is our strategy to make money? I mean, mine personally is to pick my shots and be very careful with that, and hope that I pick right, and also like let the 2x's kind of roll off my back that I miss. Who has a strategy moving forward on how to be successful with an NFTs? Anybody?
Land.
I'm still
passive income.
like you said, I'm playing it safe. Like I'm still trying to join any collab land, like whitelist I can get from like my mutant, my Zuki. Like if I can get whitelists, like Etherworks does them. So like any of those I try and join. But otherwise, like I'm playing it safe and trying to mint those if I know they're going to be good. But like again, 9 out of 10 of those I'm probably not minting these days. So your options are few and far between. I try and join every raffle I can. Like I got Wonder Pals. That was a nice little win. But just playing it safe, like I think that's the best thing you can tell people, like not financial advice for the world out there, but pick your spots, like don't just mint everything, because a lot of stuff, you're minting it and it's dust 2 hours later.
It's tough to do the short-term plays now. It seems like, at least not where you're making significant amounts, right? Like you could do, back in August and stuff. It's much more like, I think if you're looking for some high returns like that, you really have to be willing to hold it for at least a couple months to let the market. I mean, there's just too much supply in the market right now for stuff to just run up that fast. I mean, Azuki is probably an exception because it went nuts, and there are going to be those very, very few exceptions, but in general, I think you either have to just be like scalping the small plays, like just 0.1s, 0.2s, or you have to be making like bigger conviction bets and then waiting it out. But also there's risk with just the NFT market as a whole kind of crapping out, right? So if you're buying now hoping to hold for 2 or 3 months, you're taking a big risk that we don't see some big cascading event where there's no liquidity in anything, because pretty much every NFT project will be affected if that happens, in my opinion.
Do you remember back in like August, like we would mint art projects and we'd mint them for like 0.08, and then 2 hours later they'd be 0.8. Like we don't get that anymore. Like people are happy to take their 0.02 profit and pound that floor all day long for that 0.02. Like things do not run anymore. Like not at all. Like I think that's the saddest thing for me for NFTs. Like people will not let things run. Like they get to about a 2x, and that's usually always the limit these days. Like unless like Trey said, you're happy to hold it for a month, right? So exception, Azuki's exception more than the norm. Like it's just miss the good old days. Like I'm like feel like an old man that talks about walking home from school uphill both ways in the snow, but I miss when things used to run, and they just don't anymore.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that with the Tubbies, where it's like every time it rose 0.1, 0.2, you just all of a sudden see 50 more listings pop up. Like it goes from 0.5 up to 0.7, and then all of a sudden people come out with a 0.68, 0.67, 0.65. And it's like, why are they so fast to dump at that point for like 0.1 more?
Oof. Yeah, that sucks, Eric. Minting 3 GI toads. I don't even know what a GI toad is.
Another toad derivative that came out today.
Is it literally like GI Joes but toads?
It goes back to to Dangy when he minted Pixelmon for like 3 Ethereum and then listed for like 3.3.
I wish I would have done that.
Yeah, well, he didn't sell. He chased the floor down.
I still wish I would have had the stones to do that.
The thesis was just we should have been minting flying, and then it was shit.
I know. I was so mad at myself for minting. I was like, I knew I shouldn't be doing this. Like the minute I clicked confirm, I was just like, I'm so dumb. But here we are. Live and you learn.
Yeah.
Wow. Even the Kevins, like six listings of Kevins came out since it pumped up.
Oh yeah,
that's what I said. There's it's down to like
all of these things.
Because once you get in your mind that you want to sell, it's like mentally is like, I'm selling, you commit to it, and then you see people like undercut you, so you undercut. It's just like that vicious cycle is like you have it in your mind you're selling. And that's
I'm going through that with Phantom Bears right now. I've got I had one left, and I'm just trying to dump it so I can put it into something else. And it's like I had it listed for 1.3, and then I had it listed for 1.2, and then it was like 1.099, and now I'm at 0.99, and it still won't sell. And I'm like, what do I got to do? Meanwhile, Keegs freaking just lists both of his at 8.5 one night, and they both sell overnight, hits the top, and here I am, like, still sitting on my one. I'm like, oh, this sucks. Not fun.
But that's like it goes to show how down bad things are. Like Fanta Bears are under 1. Like that's like
because of me.
Well, yeah, because chasing the, but even like MFers, like what they get to, they were up at 6.5, I think. Yeah, at one point.
What are they at now?
Like down at 2.7. Like
it's
just like so hard. If something feels too good to be true, usually it is. Don't feel bad about selling then.
I will say I've been having a
perfect
feeling. Go ahead, Dangy.
No, you're good, Trey. Well, you're good.
I was just remember when we were going through those, we were like, if everything went to 0 today, would you be when we were having those conversations? I'm having the same kind of thoughts now that I was back when we were having those conversations, where it's like, if everything went to 0, because I did ape into a little bit, like once NFTs came back and you could almost like stick your money in NFTs, it was like a store of value while ETH and everything was dumping. I obviously put money in there, and I've got big bags in Azuki and stuff. So now I'm kind of like,
I like that.
Did you get that?
Amazing.
But has that always been behind you?
No, that's new. I think.
No,
I've never seen
no,
I was gonna
new.
say, when did you get that? That's awesome.
XG, I commissioned this from XG right here. I don't need more wee pores. So XG made this illustration a while ago, and I wanted to get a print of it from Printful and then throw it in the Overzetta store soon. So I'm okay with the quality. I wish it wasn't so glary, because you can see my entire computer screen when it's back there.
Oh,
I like it though. I
wonder if that's like the frame, or you
could
get like a different piece of, I don't know.
Yeah. It's a small problem, and it's a problem mostly for like streamers. So like, who cares?
Yeah.
The people out there, you'll be able to buy it from the Overzetta store. It comes framed for us lazy dudes who don't want to deal with it. So I'll send a link out around the Discord, and we'll do it in the next show if and when it's up there. So thank you, XG, for making that illustration. But literally I wanted it as a visual reminder, because I forget what pump I didn't sell into, but I regretted it. So I'm like, I'm over it. I want to pay money for a reminder for this thing.
Trey, like what you're selling there too. Like,
I felt the same way on. Yeah, like I felt the same way on Thursday. Like that Thursday when everything was dropping, and it felt like no one was buying NFTs. Like
they weren't buying anything outside of Invisible Friends. Yeah. Yeah,
like no, like do you feel good on those days? Like if everything went to 0, like I always like remind myself, like I don't either. Like so, I've been trying to sell a few things here and there the last week.
Well, Tyler was saying that on our show this morning. I think he used top 6 in volume this past week were all new projects that have come out in the last like 2 weeks. So it's like the money currently is flowing into the what's happening right now. But I think last week also might have been a little different because there was a lot of hyped projects in it. But I think people are just flowing into new stuff. If they miss a rare, they just dump it low and then move to the next one. And it's a weird strategy now.
Yeah, but like wasn't like today was one of the lowest OpenSea volume days I think we've had since November or something, right? Like
really,
yeah. So like
again,
was it a scam pump this weekend, right? Like I always like I know we've been saying this for 5 months probably. Like what happens if that pump never comes again, right? Like I just feel like it's coming one of these days, and I'm gonna keep telling myself I never sold enough NFTs, and I just don't want that feeling, right? Like not that I don't believe in NFTs, like I believe in them. I just don't want to feel bad if that did happen, that situation.
Yeah. I think
we're all just going to hammer floors now. I'm not sleeping tonight. I got to list some shit.
I did some fire sales yesterday.
Oh yeah. It's mostly, but a lot of it's not on this.
Not like good stuff. Yeah.
Well, yeah. And like half my portfolio or something like that is like in Azuki. So it's like, how do I don't want to sell those, but now I'm like, I got to bite the bullet, and definitely. So I listed one today. I had to set the approval and stuff. So I was just sad, but it is what it is, and I want to be smart with it. So letting go of a few Zuki, or a couple isn't going to be the end of the world. And I've been actively listening. Like I think I said in the chat the other day that my collection itself is like smaller than it's ever been. Just because I've been trying to sell as much of like the crap, even the stuff between like 0.1 and 0.3, just getting rid of that stuff that I just kind of had sitting there.
Wow. Shout out to Essay. I've sold like 250 NFTs in the last 4 days.
Crazy.
How many people, shout out to friend of the show, Tricky, who also had a big sale of NFT World today.
Congrats to Tricky. That was insane.
Remember when he didn't realize the fee on OpenSea? How many people you think that sell right away don't even realize they're selling at a loss? Like there's probably a good chunk, especially if they're new.
Tons of people. Like you see people that like buy Bored Apes for like 95 Ethereum, list it for 98 like an hour later.
They think they're making 3.
They think they're making 3. Like it's so stupid. Like you're losing money, right? Like people don't get it. I don't know. Like I just think we give people too much credit sometimes.
Yeah.
But they probably brag to their friends that they had a 3 profit because you can screenshot that little activity and show, 95, 98. They don't actually see what's coming into that MetaMask transaction though.
100%. Well, ETH price is up, so we don't need to be bummed about that. At least we're not in that deep of cope. We're just in JPEG cope right now.
Luna's been way up this week.
Do we worry?
Luna's at like all-time high, which is crazy.
Do you worry if Ethereum keeps rising, that'll make NFT volume even worse? Like
yes,
yeah, like
I think so.
Yeah, usually has been
to a certain degree.
I'm like Mr. Fun today. Sorry guys, it's like NFT show and I'm just shitting on it all.
3,000 is fine. I think it's when it gets up to like 34, 3,500 is when it starts to really start affecting these things.
I'd be happy with them affecting these things.
It's at what, like
2,800? That'd be fine.
So like 2,800?
29 now.
29, about 29 flat.
Yeah. I think that's a good price for it, around 3.
Yeah, I'm happy if it sticks around there. I just worry if it gets, keep going up.
10K is a good price.
Well, yeah, it's inevitable. It's inevitable at some point in our lives, maybe.
Gas has been down a lot recently. Maybe if gas continues 721A for everything and gas is low on things, it could get back up there.
That's true.
I was wondering about why gas has been so low lately, because there were days where literally gas would not break 100 Gwei on transactions, which is
there were some days where it was sitting at like 25, right? Like I've never seen it like that. Like what?
It's at 50 right now.
Why? Is it just like people trading less?
I need to find that website. I'm sure some nerd in the chat has it, but it's the website that shows the inflow and outflow from other layer 1 and layer 2s through the bridges. And I'm wondering if it's just liquidity spreading out across layers. And so there's fewer people doing transactions on mainnet. I don't know. Yeah. Cosmos Avalanche, pick your poison, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm about done. Lou, do you have anything else for the show?
I'm interested to see what this rubber duck bath party is all about. I didn't realize that they were actually like, we're doing bath parties, but it looks like it's a re-roll of traits is kind of what they're going for. But that's one I'm looking at. That's this week. Space Doodles might happen at some point, but everything delays now. So haven't done that yet. I don't know. Bobu on Sunday, if anyone's doing that. Do you have the sound on for this? Because
I do.
When you click on the top stuff, it like does this
what
like
top
the
stuff?
Pregame, click on pregame and the thing to the left of it, the drop down. It's such a fun website.
Yeah, it's a very it's a high
music's dope.
Website.
Like,
why are these better than my rubber
good
duckies?
too.
Come on, maybe we're heading for a rubber ducky meta. and you guys.
These ones look better as PFPs than your rubber duckies. Like that was always my problem with your rubber duckies. They don't look good as PFPs.
They don't have traits either.
Yeah, the no traits thing.
You kind of have to. You have to guess. You have to like guess who you. I think I have a Steven Tyler one, but I'm not really sure.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm into the rubber duckies.
David saying his dog just went crazy from the squeaking.
Sorry, David.
That's so funny.
Sorry, David.
Yeah, they're all about having like parties. They're probably gonna like live stream them on Twitch and stuff. I don't know. It's somewhat different from other projects, at least. So it's basically like a bath party. You send your rubber duckies in, they come out 24 hours later, different. So it's somewhat staking in that way. And then they come out with like a different trait, or they lost a trait, or they're dirty is the trait. So there's going to be somewhat like chain face arena. There's going to, instead of like scars, you're going to see how many times they went to parties. And so I don't know. That's probably the only one this week that I'm looking at, since I probably won't get in on the dippies. So
I know Dangy's trying to land the plane, but we never talked about the doodles thing, which I actually thought was kind of cool. But like I know, I think Lou,
the merch.
Lou, do you have a doodle still? No, like the space, the space thing.
Doodles.
Lou, do you want to you have a doodle still? You want to talk about it?
Yeah, it's basically wrapping your doodle, and then there's another collection called Space Doodles that are like spaceships for your doodle, and they'll have like their own rarities, their own collection, but you can't sell them separately. Like if you sell one, you're selling them as they're like a package deal, basically. And they're considered non-dilutive. They take some stuff from CryptoKitties, but they don't want to be overly connected to CryptoKitties either. But yeah, they were supposed to do it at like 5 p.m. today, and I think as of now, I haven't even seen an update announcement in their Discord yet, which is kind of weird because they've been pretty good about giving updates on stuff. So I think something's probably going on their back end, but somewhat disappointing because this was like the thing they've been hyping and kind of the reason why the floor rose and has stayed above 10 is people have been like, even I have been like interested to see what this spaceship's all about. So
could you have like a non-rare doodle and then get a rare spaceship? So it's kind of like
they'll have the same ID.
It's kind of like mutants were. Yeah. Okay.
They'll have the same ID, but it's not going to be based on the same traits. And I think there's like 4 different planets or something that it can be going to, and it's a hint towards they'll do something down the road with Metaverse, and there's going to be some lore involved, not necessarily confirmed or anything, but yeah, that's that one. One thing we haven't talked about also, Dangy, Per Roadmap 2.0 came out. We're just going to ignore Per Roadmap 2.0.
I feel like everyone else is ignoring it. So
I mean, it's one of the only floors that went up.
What is it now? I was just about to look.
Right at 0.3.
That's not bad.
0.319.
319. That's not
bad at all.
Whoa, especially when they were 0.08. So like that's actually, I mean, 0.08 sitting at 0.3. I mean, if I could get mints like that nowadays, where I minted for 0.08, no gas, and I got a stable coin at 0.3, I would be ecstatic.
And for how little sales there are some days, like people don't seem to paper it as much, which I like, right? Like people are okay just to hold. Like sometimes there's 1 or 2 sales a day, and normally that would make the floor just crash.
The froth on that marble race for Per was real.
Yeah, that was when it was like
I had like 45 people in the chat that wanted in on the marble race.
Why do you think that is though, Babs? Why do you think people aren't listing them frequently? Because you're right, like you see many more swings usually with floor price on projects. I have an idea, but it's a little self-serving, I think.
Mine's partially like I think most of the people that bought PERS originally were people that knew Carlini and bought them because they're okay holding them, right? Like I know personally I bought them because I I actually trust Carlini. Like I trust that he wants to do what's right for his project. He's always going to work hard. I know that those guys have a salary for 2 years. Like they're giving it their best effort for 2 years. So like, why do I need to sell it? That 2 years isn't up, right? Like I trust he's going to do what he's saying he's going to do. And people who bought into him for the most part, I think like most people aren't buying it for the art. They were buying it because they believed in the team, right? So like that's why I think people are okay just like holding, right?
Yeah.
Do you think the NFTX vault has anything to do with that, where you can go in, exchange your per for a per token, and then just swap it on Sushi? Because it, as much as we like to say that there's no liquidity for pers, at least on OpenSea, you can just go and swap it for a per token and dump it. I think it's like
Carlini
0.2,
actually,
I think, but
Carlini actually said he wished he never did that because he thinks it hurts the floor. If you hear him talk about it, like he thinks it always keeps the floor low because people can always like
have that
go swap,
liquidity.
right?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And there were people were arbing it
stabilizes
too,
it,
and so
though.
that would just level things out, so it would never run up because there's two places that have to run up at the same time.
Yep.
I think that's the biggest thing.
I also think, and I mean, the roadmap 2.0, it has a lot of things like token and value add back. And if there's other projects in that same range, and not to like talk negatively about any specific project, but let's say like Lemons, right? Like, do you have the same confidence in Lemons that they would be around a year and a half from now? You know, so it's like, you know, Carlini's not really going anywhere, and this is like his project. He's heavily invested in it, and he's using the keywords of going in with NFT Worlds, which has been pretty successful for a lot of different teams. I did a stream with the Axolittles before this, and they are like a 0.1 floor now. Those things were like completely dead, and then they got a new set of people on their team, basically built from the community up, and they just did this like treasure hunt and in NFT Worlds, and it was like a huge hit, and people were amped about it. And it's just like teams that are still trying, I'm more bullish on than just things that came out and they were like a fun, cute little picture, and unless they're trying to do stuff after that. I don't know.
Yeah. And I also think it's smart for the PERS to be partnering with NFT Worlds, which is one of the hottest things right now.
Yeah.
And they're actually delivering, they being NFT Worlds, which is crazy. Like you're seeing people actually building Minecraft things and games on these NFTs, which, just think about it on its face. Like you can actually play a game on an NFT.
Yeah.
That's wild. It's true, genuine utility. So I think that's a good partnership for them, and they're ticking the boxes of other legit projects, like the merch stuff. Fine, it's almost a requirement now. Before it was like, oh wow, I can get a hoodie from any project, not them in particular, but like I think you have to do that in some ways. But they do want to go a little bit above and beyond and do things a little bit differently. And the other part is the connections that Carlini has are really going to pay off. Like he's the quieter one. Oh boy. Is Kevin back? Oh, no.
Did you see the Kevin Space
Baltimore's running
Doodle?
your chat.
Did you see the Kevin Space Doodle in chat?
No. Does he
He's
have
put
one?
one in chat.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's honestly, oh man, I can't believe I didn't think of that.
I remember I stayed up late to mint NFT Worlds. Did you guys mint that?
I know.
I don't think
I
I did.
like,
I
sure
don't
about
even
them.
remember it, to be honest.
It was a free
When did that
mint,
come out?
and the contract was
Free.
so brutal that it was like, I think it was a free mint, and I think I paid 0.35 in gas or something. Like that's how bad the contract
God.
was. It wasn't even a
It's
gas
so
war.
good.
It was just so bad. And and then I papered it, I think the next day for like 0.45.
I got some exclusive here.
Oh, hi,
Look at
Kevin.
that.
Oh,
Look at that.
What is this?
I think it's the Space Doodle.
Yeah, but I mean, this is Poopies though.
are any of them sold yet? Did any of them sell?
Let's see here.
Like what are these things selling
No.
for?
Babs, just Babs, be an art
It's an
enjoyer. Don't be
artificial
a floor
floor.
enjoyer.
You can't sell it. You have to like sell the doodle. So when
Oh,
you
it's
sell
not-
a
you can
doodle,
sell
they both
these?
come with it.
Oh.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think Pump was talking about this at one point.
These are sweet though.
I think Pump was talking about people are going to be listing them, not knowing that they can't sell it.
Mm. They're kind of cool. Like I actually like they're neat. It's a little different, but like what? I guess what's the utility? You know, is it just art?
Well, I like this
Yeah,
one.
it's adding to your.
Hubba hubba.
I mean, it's getting you another burnt toast art, and it's animated. You don't have to like.
They're
It's not
pretty
an
sweet.
airdrop.
I mean,
The same. I mean,
Oh, they're cool. I'm just wondering if it's going to have a purpose or if it's just strictly art.
I was reading on it earlier. There's going to be other stuff involved with it, but as of now, yeah, it's just art, but not. It's basically getting an airdrop, but that's not an airdrop. That makes
You
sense.
guys hear that?
They're not adding supply.
Yeah.
It's just
it's wrapping the token.
it's wrapping it as it making it look differently, basically.
Gotcha.
that's sweet.
I mean, they're pretty cool.
I think they look great.
Do they have rarity? Like, is it?
I was wondering that too, because what's the point of rarity if
I think so.
you can't
But like,
list it? I guess. Yeah.
I
Click
wonder
into
what a
one.
lame one is.
Can you click into one and see if it has properties? I'm just
Are
curious.
these just poopies
Does have properties?
that are in here? Yeah, so there are properties.
Oh, cool. That's neat.
Nearest planet. So I think there's going to be something
Oops.
with the planets.
I like that cheeseburger.
Metaverse style.
Is it a cheeseburger? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Nice.
Yeah, it's.
I don't
about the
know.
art.
I mean, there's just some days that you look at NFTs and you see like you get Kevin on the show. No offense to you, Kevin. And then you look at doodles, and then Babs is like, "What else is it?" And you're like, "Nothing. This is it.
I mean, yeah, it's art.
This is what's worth
In it for the art.
$30,000."
That one isn't. That's
whatever.
just part of it. You know.
Dangy, do you ever like sometimes look back and think, you know, when we started this show, how much you hated PFPs in general? Like sometimes, like it's just funny to think like how things have changed a little bit. Like how, like we thought it was stupid. Like you thought it was stupid back then. Do we think do we still think it's stupid? But now prices are a lot higher than they were back then, so it feels even more dumb. Like
It's exactly
it's just
right.
weird.
Yep.
It's just
I
weird.
remember.
Who let Babs
I'm
on stream?
pretty
today?
sure.
I know. Sorry, guys. I sold my ape. Everything. Send it all to zero.
Send it all to zero.
Well, I mean, everything's a house of cards. It's like, oh, it's whenever, you know, in the chat we talk about this is a Ponzi, that's a Ponzi, and then people are like, well, if you think about it, man, everything's a Ponzi, and you're like, all right, whatever. Like, sure, yes, but like, but it's gold back, but it's not really gold back, so it's all a mess. It's how far can you delude yourself, and how long can you delude yourself into staying within here in this world?
Non-dilutive. The spaceship.
It's
And I think part of it's like,
Damn
I
it,
think
Luke,
part of
that
it's
was
like
good.
maybe I'm a little jaded from the Pixelmon rug. I'm a little jaded from the
the
Raid
parallel.
Party rug.
It's parallel. I think that's
And
really bumming people out. That's my
Parallel even
opinion.
bugged me out, like making us pay for gas. Like I didn't
Like, did
know.
anyone come out of parallel happy this weekend?
Just Mikey. He got one of those.
Mikey.
Like, yeah.
Just Mikey.
But one person out of how many of us? Like 40. Like you know, and that should have been like a
everyone I
blue
talked
chip
to,
and
yeah.
you know a drop we were looking forward to. Like so like that. And like I even heard like from a friend of a friend. I won't name the project, but like. You know, he started one of these NFT projects, overpromised everything, didn't know what he was doing, promised a game, sold out, was really popular, and then he's like, "Oh, I guess we got to make this game." Right? Like, and part of it's like it just feels like a house of cards a little bit. Like people are just like overpromising all these things. They don't know what they're doing, laughing at us while they make a ton of money. Yeah, maybe I'm just a little jaded this week.
No, I mean, I said like my grandpa's house cleaner was showing him his 10K PFP collection that he had created or something like that, and I was just like, "Holy shit!" Like,
and we knew about that
this
project,
and we were crazy.
And we were aware of that project. I believe. That's what's crazy to me too. It's like anybody could spin up a 10K project, but the fact that it reached our consciousness is what's crazy too.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, then what about this? Thank you, Kevin. This one's for you. So there's been at least a couple projects that have closed their doors recently. And I don't think I'm not saying they're rugs, but at least one did a pre-mint. Just basically we're like, I can't handle this as a founder. It's been too stressful and it's not worth it. So Kevin, what role do you think mental health and over-promising in these projects plays as we move forward and mature as an NFT ecosystem, I guess I would say, because I think that's the root of the problem is over-promising and under-delivering, both as consumers and providers. So what's your take on that?
I just want to talk about Trey's rich grandpa.
She's cleaner.
Oh,
I wouldn't.
Yeah, because he had a house cleaner. Yeah, I guess.
I'm actually gonna be interviewing a mental health expert in a couple weeks that Chung found for me. That should be a fun one.
Oh, that's great.
There you go.
I'm interested in that to see how that works because we're all messed up in different ways because of this thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's been
my
nuts.
brain is literally outside my head. Dave. Why would you ask me a mental health question?
That's a better joke.
That's a good
Thank you.
answer.
It's a much safer joke. Well, thank you all for hanging out on this upper and a downer of a show. Set it all to zero, post haste after we all list it and take profits on the way up and sell it at the pump. I guess is the message.
Let me front run the chat first. Can I front run the chat before they get to me?
We're gonna have to we're gonna have to self-destruct this episode after.
Yeah, maybe just don't upload this one. Just don't upload this one for like 48 hours, maybe 48 to 72. Let me count some floors.
That's right.
Let me count some floors.
On behalf of Lou, Trey, Babs, and most importantly, Kevin, have a great day.